folk versions of the Ramayana tell us that Rama of Ayodhya had a sister named Shantha. The Valmiki Ramayana doesn't mention her, but then again, the Valmiki Ramayana differs significantly from folk tellings of the epic. A story, a sprinkling of magic. Namaskaram. Welcome to Stories of Magic with me, Mahita. Shantha was stringing together flowers for the evening's worship when the Rshyashringa, entered her courtyard. Her maids slipped away, leaving the two of them alone. Shantha smiled up at him. "It's early yet, my lord. To what do I owe the honor of your visit?" Rshyashringa sat by her side and brushed a lock of damp hair away from her temple. "Why don't you ask your maids to do this, Shantha?" He pointed to the garlands. "You tire so easily now." Shantha looked up at him out of the corner of her eye and caressed the sides of his face with the backs of her fingers. "You're avoiding my question, my love. What is it that you hesitate to say?" Rshyashringa looked away for a moment as if choosing the best words, and finally he said, "Your father has sent for me." Shantha's laughter rang out in the courtyard. "Is that it?" "Your father, Raja Dasaratha." The puja platter fell to the ground, scattering white and gold flowers at their feet. Shantha stood up, shoulders straight, eyes fierce. "My lord, have you forgotten your wife is the princess of Angadesha, daughter of Raja Romapada?" Rshyashringa looked at her, knowing that she had not finished. "A father, my lord, is one who loves, protects and provides for his child in the best way he can, not one who has merely contributed his seed. And a mother is one who loves and nurtures and stands by her child in the face of all external pressure, not merely one who has carried the unborn in her womb. I am the daughter of Raja Romapada and the Queen Mother Vashini. Relationships are not built by connections of blood alone." Rshyashringa sat in the courtyard in silence. He knew the truth of these words better than anybody else. The pain of being abandoned by his mother, Urvashi, had not faded, in spite of his telling himself that it was not in an Apsara's nature to be a mother. He closed his eyes and focused his mind inwards. Later in Ayodhya, Shantha sat in front of the Queen Mother Kausalya. She could not help noticing the strands of grey in her hair and the lines that ran deep by the sides of her mouth and her eyes, in her cheeks. In her memories, the queen was young and beautiful and always ready, in a manner most unbecoming of a queen, to run behind her little daughter and play and laugh, throwing her head back. She remembered the softness of silk and the faint scent of champakas that always wafted about her mother. Not her mother. "Why did you not fight for me?" Shantha wanted to ask. "Why did you agree to give me away?" But the past would not be altered by questions or their answers. "How much time till the baby?" the queen asked. "1 moon," Shantha replied. Kausalya remembered as if it were yesterday, seeing her little baby for the first time, of the searching mouth tugging at her breasts till the milk flowed in abundance. She had refused a wet nurse. It was she who had chosen the name Shantha. She had been a beautiful child and now had grown to be a beautiful woman, luminous with the glow of pregnancy. How much Kausalya had missed in all these years that had gone by. "I have decided not to take part in the yagya tomorrow." Shantha looked at the queen in shock. "But you must," she said. "Otherwise, all of this is for nothing." "I have been a mother once," Kausalya responded, "and for me, that is enough." Shantha had seen the way the sacred shells her husband had thrown had fallen. It was destined that the avatara would be nurtured in Kausalya's womb. "Mother!" Kausalya closed her eyes and her mouth was pinched tight. It was as if her heart would break at that word, "Mother." Shantha's voice was insistent, urgent. "I have come here, even in this state, endangering my life and the life of my unborn just for you. Listen to me." You must take part in the yajna. Half the prasad that will be given at the end of the yajna is yours. And it is from this that you must give Mother Sumitra a portion. Mother Kaikeyi must do the same, and you must ensure that this happens. You were enough for me, Kausalya interrupted, almost as if to herself. But a king must keep his promise, and he made the promise to give you to his childless friend without my knowledge or consent. You can't change the past, Mother. You can only make choices for the present. I have read the predictions of the sacred shells. You will have a son that changes the course of this world. You cannot abdicate your responsibility, and now I must go, for there is so much to be done before the break of day. Wait. Kausalya reached out. She signaled to a maid who brought a small box of gold. When I was heavy with you, I would constantly crave to eat the paste of ripe tamarinds sweetened with palm sugar, given the slightest touch of fire with green chilies. Kausalya handed the box to Shantha. Maybe you will like it too. Mother and daughter looked at each other, so many questions in their eyes and in their hearts, so much that could not be voiced. Will you allow me to hold you, Shantha, for just one moment? The night was quiet. Shantha settled into the curve of her husband's body, her head upon his shoulder, and pulled his arm close about her. Look how I am here with you, helping you perform the Putra Kameshti Yajna for my parents, so that the gods would grant them sons, because I, a girl, wasn't enough for them. The only indication he had heard was a slight tightening of his arm about her, as if to say, "You're mine, and I will never let you go." Do you think, Shantha continued, her voice tinged with pain, they would have given me up if I was their son? Rshyashringa was silent a long time. It seemed as if even the crickets had quietened their music to listen. As the moon and the stars are my witness, he said, I promise you this, Shantha. It might not happen in your lifetime or mine, or in our sons or his sons, but it will happen one day, that in this great land of ours, a daughter will be as important to her parents as a son is. And the celestials flying above, who had paused in their journey to listen to the words of this pure, luminous and rare soul, raised their hands in blessing and whispered, Tathastu, Tathastu, Tathastu.